Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Scenes and Convos, where we talk about music production, audio production, and moments in between. My dude,
Going on, man?
all is well.
What's up, dude? How you doing, bro? Look at that, both of us drinking water.
Trying to stay hydrated.
Hydrated. Come
Gotta,
on, brother.
gotta stay hydrated, dude. Gotta
Yes,
stay
sir.
hydrated. What's been going on, man? How you been?
Man, I've been all right. Just in Nashville,
Right?
working, taking care of the kids. Really, that's all I be having time for, and to do like stuff like hobbies, bowling,
hmm
hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
just stuff I like to do. Other than that, I'm just always hitting, bro. Like learning music, recording for people, playing plenty shows in and out of the city. You know, same old, bro.
And we'll say that
What about you?
that's funny, man. It's been great, dude. Like, same here, raising kids, finding a hobby. Um, I think
Mm-hmm.
I developed the hobby over the pandemic of like cooking, man. Like I really like cooking. And I try
I love
things
that.
I try things that I never done before. Like I'll cook some stuff I've never cooked before. Um, and then actually it was funny because
I,
for Christmas, you know, for whatever reason, Melanie, my wife, she put me in charge of cooking fish. I ain't at fried fish at that. Like I ain't never fried fish.
okay.
I've never done that before. But I did a little bit, I
Yeah.
had some help, but I did a little bit during Christmas, fried a little fish, had a pot,
Was it
whatnot.
golden? Was it golden and crispy?
It was golden and crispy, man. Golden and crispy. So I mean, it's kind of, I think I got it. Like I think I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I do anyway.
For
So
sure. I'm
it's
gonna come get some, bro.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, you come down here, man. Yeah, that's what it'll be. Yeah.
Whip up some fried fish. Yeah.
And we've been rocking for shoot, man. How long has it been?
Well, I'm 34 now, and I met you when I was like 16, 17 years old. It's been a minute.
No, dude, you were younger than that.
I think I was 16.
Were you 16?
I think you just thought I was younger. I may have been 15.
So when's your dad? Like when did he start that group?
Destiny. So Destiny, we moved to Mississippi, and I was 14. So
Oh,
that was like '04. It was like '04,
got you.
and
So yeah,
yeah,
that's about
it was
right.
like the summer of '04. Yeah, and my dad started the choir within like a year of us living there,
Right.
and we was making them rounds real quick. Like we started hitting everywhere,
Like
within that year.
man.
So I was in between 15, 16 years old when we first met.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It seems like y'all younger.
Yep.
But no, man, but it seems like ever since then, man, you've been one of those musicians I've been able to call on like for anything. And even in like creating this EP, man, I pitched it to you first, like as far as what we were gonna do. And then I've shared it before. Initially, that was supposed to be just a, kind of like a almost straight ahead, but an acoustic trio.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
and it was just like everything went to hell in the handbasket, like quick. uh,
Yeah.
was it you?
I
You
think
had
I got sick that week or something like that.
no,
I
you
had the
had
flu. I
it,
had the flu. Yeah.
okay. I've been saying you had COVID. Yeah, you had flu. You had the flu. Um, I think Nick, the studio how the studio we were going to, I think his son had something going on. Um, Ray was like, I think he might have had some issues um with the bass because it was going to be acoustic bass, so he had to work that out. I was on my way to Mississippi, and like it was like the worst storm I've seen since I've been here in Atlanta.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, yo, like I think I need to just press pause, man. So it's just but what was funny is like having that time to just kind of sit back and look at everything. I was like, okay then, cool. Now I want to add this and now I want to add that, and
Evolved. It
um
evolved into something else.
and it evolved into something else. Definitely I definitely might go back to the idea, at least maybe some footage or being live in the studio or something like that. We do like an acoustic thing, man. But just like what was your approach in, you know, playing the music? I'm curious to hear yours. Everybody else has had like this almost if if because I've asked this question to everybody, but everybody has had this same answer. So it's like we're twins almost. We're triplets, septuplets, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. It's so like we all are saying the same thing. But I want to hear it from you. So like when you got the music, I know your approach, but just kind of like for the viewers and the listeners, so they can know your approach. And then, but sometimes we don't talk about this type of stuff. Like, just when it comes to approaching music and when somebody asks you to provide a service, if you come in as a hired gun and all of that type of stuff. So
Mhm.
in general, give me the answer in general, and then also um for this project. Because you did
Two of them.
two songs. Okay. Right.
The first two. The first two.
First two, right? Yep. So you did Far From Over and my rendition of Everybody Wants to Rule the World. So,
Yes,
but
sir.
from a general sense, and then your approach with those two tracks.
Man, so I feel like my process was a lot cooler this time because I was preparing to do the session, which was like 6 or 7 songs.
Right. Hmm.
So in I had already heard the ideas,
Hmm.
I heard the compositions, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then once we had to cancel the session, I never went back to the music to like listen.
Hmm.
And then, so it's like it put months in between, right?
Right.
So when you hit me up, I want you to cut these two. I was just like, it was more like the first time I was listening to the tunes was to prepare to go in and let it happen with you guys, with you and Ray.
Right.
Like let some magic happen. So I wasn't putting my hands on anything.
Mm.
I was listening and analyzing. I was like, where can I live in all of this? Which was a no brainer because it's my style. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to just sit back, like ride that wave, let the vibes hit. But then when you hit me up to just put them at my studio, and then you told me exactly what you wanted, what tones you was trying to go for, and what to listen for and things like that, which was Christian Scott. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You use that reference. I was like, oh, my guy, I can do that. And then, dude, honestly, I sat down and I played the song. I really didn't listen much.
Mhm.
I was like, because it was so in there. Like I had just got done, less than maybe 60 days. I had just got done listening to it for 2 weeks in a row,
Mhm.
like just getting ready for the session or whatever. So when I sat down and played, bro, those first takes that I sent you were first take.
Mm. Right.
That's what came out. I was like, oh, this was a breeze. Let me see what he feel about that. It
Yeah.
literally just it felt like I should be playing those songs. I
Right.
felt like what I'm saying? It's like it wasn't something I had to like overthink. And I think that goes back to you too. Knowing who to go get,
Right.
knowing what you're going for. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
it should be that easy. It
Right.
should, it should come that easy. And like we just got that connection. You know,
Right.
we've been playing music together for a long time, and then past that, we're brothers.
Right.
We love each other.
Right.
So it's like I made it all my own. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I wanted to put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? It's like this for Pat. Pat been looking out for me since I was a teenager. Like outside of playing with my dad, you and which this goes off course, but you and Mike Miner were the first people that I was under doing other things other than with my dad.
Right.
So y'all hold a special place in my heart. Y'all introduced me to a lot of different things, especially you outside of gospel. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like you, even with your gospel composition,
Right.
it made me play a different way, different styles, a different type of hump, a different. You know what I'm saying? Like or your ballads had a different way of moving. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I
but yes,
appreciate that, man.
yeah, absolutely.
It's funny you
Um,
mentioned Mike, man. And I feel kind of like this wave of a kind of a shift where it's like I'm hearing you saying it, and so it's like I feel like I'm kind of in the middle of that where there were those people that helped me, and I'm living long enough to see me be that for that person. But then
mhm,
all the while see like live long enough to see like where you are, and then hear
mhm,
you say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And I think that's for me, just kind of in this music space, music production, all of those things. Um, it's good to be able to live to see these transitions, these paradigm shifts, and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, man, what was your setup? Because I'm gonna pull up the files. And but what was your setup? Because I heard something, it wasn't a tom. It sounded like it was a bongo. Um, sure it was.
yep,
It was bongo, right? But
bongos.
what was your setup?
I used a 20-inch uh Slingerland. It was a 20-inch by 14 kick drum. Uh, I had a set of bongos, 10-inch tom, and then I I put a bandana on top of uh, a 14-inch
Hmm.
floor tom
I,
that I kind of like just used the bottom head for all the tone that you probably heard, and I
yeah.
detuned the top. Um, and then I used like I wanted to do a mixture between dark and brighter sounding cymbals,
Hmm.
but I had like one bright crash to the side, like a sweet crash with like some trinklets on the top, some tambourine stuff, and I used some 15-inch hat,
Hmm.
fat hat, and then I tuned up one of my Black Panther snares. It was actually a brass snare that I used for that session,
Really?
which sounded woody,
It
just
sounded
because I dried it out. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. And then the rest of my cymbals were like cluster crashes from Zildjian, and that was pretty much it. I used the same setup on both tunes.
Right. And which was
Yep.
good. And which was good. And it was representative of that. Even in listening like to the raw files, it was when you hit the cymbals, it still had like this consistency across the frequency spectrum. Wasn't too
hmm
harsh. The sizzle was there without any kind of like weird digital artifacts. It was clean. So like it when I get good drum tracks to mix, I'm just like, okay,
Happy.
the song is done.
Yep.
You
And
know.
and I kept like I didn't want any manipulation. Like I didn't even man I used no compression. No that was microphone and preamp. That was all Neve pre's.
Mm,
And so it's like how I tuned my drums, how I was hitting my drums came across just naturally. It was
nice.
all SE mic and Neve pre's. Yep.
That's beautiful, man. And that's beautiful to hear. I that was a friend on social media. He was talking about another drummer, well-known drummer. I won't mention his name. But he's a sick drummer. Um, but what this guy said about the drummer was he he's like a human compressor.
I like that.
Like the way he plays is like a human compressor. And that's how I felt about those tracks. I was just like, there's not a lot I need to do because one for one is jazz, so it's supposed to be dynamic. But at the same
Hmm.
time, like there's no, I'm not polishing anything. It
Exactly.
it's like it is happening the way it's happening. It's like my job is harder now. It's easy, but it's harder. It's like don't mess it up. Like do not mess this up. You know what I'm saying?
Don't tamper too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how we get toys and we just do a bunch of stuff, but it wasn't necessary, man. But so cool, man. What do you have this year? Like, what does 2025 look like for you, man?
Man, it's a blessing. I've been booked for the first 6 months for about 2.5 months for the
Nice.
first top of my year. And and then all but all about 2 months, I'm pretty much booked for the summer all the way up until December. So I have right now I have 4 tour offers that 2 of them I've already accepted. So one of those the last week of February through the first week of April,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went ahead and booked my first one for the second one for October, and then the rest of my gigs are overseas. I have 20 plus European dates for the summer. Have 13 major festivals between 2 artists,
Nice.
Abby Anderson and this new artist, Jessica Bow. So Jessica Bow, she's an artist from Utah, pop artist,
Okay.
kind of like a Ariana Grande style.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
I'll be working with her for the first part of the year.
Hmm.
So my rehearsals for that tour start the third week of this month, and then um, all of February I'll be just preparing and working in town,
Right.
and then the rest is, hopefully, you know, I'm able to do those other 2 tours because I took a year and a half off from touring.
Hmm.
So
He was real heavy. Like I forget the name of the band, which was really they. I loved the vibe. Edgy. You were
yeah,
like 300 days out the year. Seemed
yeah,
like
it was 5 years straight. Charming Liars.
wow.
Yeah, alternative rock band from London,
Mm,
and I still do work with those guys. I cut their records. You know what I'm saying? So, and whenever they get ready to go back on the road, they're just doing a lot of writing
hmm.
and doing the family thing. All 3 of them are now married. When I first joined the band, only one of them was married.
Nice.
And none of them had kids. Now the guitarist, he's the one that was married, but now he has 2 children,
Right.
and he's in between LA and London a lot. And then my other boys, they both married now and working on their families, bro. So
Man. Well, and just hearing that dude, like I don't think there's any time limit or uh, until you, I guess until you die, right? But
mhm,
we would like to say that, you get a certain age, you get settled, um, that you stop doing this thing that you've been doing, that you have a
mhm,
passion for. For us as music, right? Um, and it's like I don't see myself stopping. Like I really don't. I don't see it stopping. I don't. There's still some things I want to achieve. There's still some things I want to see happen. And sometimes you have a vision to make it happen, like at an early age, but it's like you probably just saw the vision of it, but you didn't see the plan of it. And sometimes
mhm,
that's always kind of like the gray area. It's like like where's that thing I saw? I thought that was supposed to happen 2 years ago. There's
mhm.
things I'm doing right now, like I saw it 15 years ago. right?
Mhm.
This is like,
Yeah,
but so we don't know the timeline. So it's beautiful to hear, like, even, family's not a deterrent from you doing your thing. You know, kids, it's all these different dynamics that we can say, man, well, I would have been able to do this, but I had to raise a family. And it's like,
yeah,
you can do both. You know what I'm saying? You could raise your kids. You could do both, right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's a some people. Some people just can't see it. They can't for various reasons. You know what I'm saying? But I guess for me, I've always been doing it.
mhm,
So it's like when my children came into play,
mhm,
it's like Tiff, my ex-wife,
mhm.
she knew what I was doing. She knew that this is how I provide. She knew about my dreams versus goals. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just dream, but they don't really have goals. Like you gotta set goals to get to the dream,
Right,
or so you gotta have that plan. And man, it just seems like God always had me doing this. Like he never left room for me to have to do it a different way.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a blessing, bro. I like even moving to Nashville, like pretty much on a whim because of playing at a jam session, walking off stage, giving my number away to a person that thinks I live there, not knowing I still live in Mississippi.
Right.
Hire me for a tour, and I just moved. I moved like a week later,
Mhm.
and the day I drove a U-Haul into Nashville, somebody called me, not knowing that I was moving to Nashville, just checking on me. I'm like, man, I'm driving into Nashville. Man, you want to play a gig tonight? What you mean? Dude, I got a gig for you. I'm looking for a drummer right now. That's crazy. And I
Wow.
worked the night that I moved into, like after I got done unloading the U-Haul and getting the family settled, like I went and played a gig. So it's always just been my way. You know what I'm saying? Like music has been the way, whether it's a show, whether it's being in the studio, whether it's just writing a song for myself or for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Like it ain't for everybody. Everybody can't see it
Right.
being done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it adds fear because music.
This isn't easy.
Mhm.
Like it isn't easy. Like people struggle with this. A lot of our peers, a lot of our friends run to hard drugs,
Right.
liquor, to like just because they love music and now they got this addiction that takes their life, or you know what I'm saying? Like then, all kind of things. But yeah, bro, it's like God be keeping me, bro.
Right.
And keep me
Absolutely.
busy, quality work and good people around me. And I just stand on that, bro. I just
Absolutely, man.
100%.
We somewhere in those pockets, man, we got to fit in some more session work. I got some stuff I'm working on too. So yeah, let's make it happen.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir,
right, bro.
man. Love you, man.
I love you too, boy. All right, cool. Another great episode. Look, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for talking about it. Thank you guys for your support. Continue to tell your friends about this channel and what we're talking about and what we're bringing awareness to. Again, we are musicians, we are audio engineers, we are producers, and a lot of times we don't have this outlet or platform to communicate our process. So here it is. All right. So thank you again for watching. See you next time.